What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. So let's get into this conversation. I know that I spoke about Funky Dineva, the Chloe Bailey situation, and how he just really seemed to come for the girl, talking about things that were just really irrelevant. Maybe his opinion. Anyone can share their opinions about how someone looks, and it's their opinion, whether, other people agree with it or not. And sometimes, like people say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And also, the commentary that the topic was about on the show, TGIF, it wasn't even about Chloe Bailey. It was about, is Hallie Bailey preggers or not? And he just really seemed to turn the conversation and making it about Chloe because she made comments in response to people asking her questions about whether her sister was pregnant or not. And he just was like going off on this girl. And like I said, and for those of you who've been on my little platform here for a minute, I've given commentary about Chloe Bailey before, just asking questions, and it was about the way she presents herself. But it's her right to do it if she wants to do it. But I've never thrown low blows, and I don't feel that anyone should do that, especially talking about her looks. And it was just so unnecessary. So a lot of people just did not like it. Well, he came back and he said what I felt he was forced to do, which was issue an apology. But I also spoke about that in terms of, was it genuine or not? I don't really feel that it was. A lot of other people don't feel that it was either. And he prefaced almost everything by saying how when a lot of people come out and they make a statement in terms of apologizing about something that they said, people feel that, it's not real, it's not genuine, you're only doing it because you're forced to do it. Well, that's just part of life. We could give our opinions to say, well, they didn't want to do it, or they were forced to do it, or they don't mean that. But coming out and doing it versus saying, no, I'm not going to do it because people aren't going to believe it anyway, so why should I? And I said it with my whole chest and I meant what I meant. Well, you're already letting people know that you you meant what you said, so any apology that you give, it's not going to be heartfelt anyway. But we know that most people do what they do to protect themselves in the overall grand scheme of it, because it's about your bottom line and being able to live the lifestyle you want to live and be able to pay your bills. So I felt like he was forced to do it. And he did say that, he said, I got all the emails and the phone calls from this person and from this office and this one. So you're already letting people know, yeah, I'm doing this because I have to. It's not because I mean it. I really feel like that was a huge mistake on his part to do all of that, because this is what I'm going to say based on that. His job at that company may be in jeopardy. I'm not saying it will be immediately, and I'm not saying that it definitely is. I'm saying it may be in jeopardy. So we just have to continue to watch and see, because listen, some other things were said that opened my eyes a little bit more. I was listening to some commentary about one of the people that I have been watching for a while now here on YouTube, Rondail's Unpopular Opinion. I'll put a link to her video. I'll put a link to it in the description box. You can go and listen to her commentary and subscribe to her channel. But she shared something that I wasn't aware of that really opened my eyes even more to why his job may ultimately be in jeopardy at the channel. Or on the channel, I should say, of Fox Soul, which is a streaming app. It also comes on YouTube TV, and they also show reruns of the things that have come on live on YouTube, I believe, like the next day. Okay, Rondail, she shared this that I wasn't aware of. Disney owns Fox. So think about that. Disney owns Fox. So I'm not even talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z. We know that Hallie and Chloe, they're signed to Beyonce's music label, and they're pretty much her proteges. But even bigger than them is Disney. Hallie, I don't know if she has any other upcoming projects with Disney, but she definitely has worked with Disney, and it has been fairly recent. She's also working with Oprah. Okay? You couple all of these major players, and to have this foolish commentary by him coming out about more so Chloe than Hallie, but yet and still they're connected, and how he was speaking about Hallie and if she's pregnant and she needs to stay home, if she don't want people to know that she's pregnant, she's playing in our face. I can't stand when people play with my intelligence and all this other stuff. And it's like, I just don't get that. I don't understand what he was drinking, smoking, or snorting. What was in the system that got him to get all hype on Chloe the way that he did? But this could be even bigger than what we even realize. Maybe not immediate, but it could be eventual. That his space and place there on the Fox Soul network may not last. You know, I'm wondering even more so now, because I did think about it after I heard his supposed apology, and I spoke about that as well. I did a previous conversation talking about that recently. I just said, I don't feel that it's genuine. Maybe you should have just kept that, but it was something that he had to do. He didn't have a choice. And you could tell that this is someone who doesn't like to be told what to do, especially when you've gotten so used to being on your own platform, doing your thing on YouTube all of the years that you've been doing it. But we have to remember where we come from and have some humility about ourselves. And yeah, you can be controversial to a certain degree, but once you get into those spaces of being able to be on Fox Soul, you're now doing Dish Nation, you're interacting with people who are celebrities or celebrity adjacent, they definitely have a larger, I guess you should say, resume in that Hollywood celebrity world than you do. You got to be humble. And he may make comments about, and jokes maybe even about his money and how he's about to buy another car and he's going to buy a house and he's going to do these things. You really have to be careful and do not allow your ego to get the best of you, because you start building yourself up and then bam, in a moment's notice, it can be gone. And listen, I'm not saying that I wish that for him, but what I am saying is that I feel that this could be bigger than we even realize at this moment. Once you piss people off, sometimes it's too late to take it back. You may come out and issue an apology, and you may try to do things a little bit differently as you move forward, but that doesn't mean that all is forgotten or even that all is forgiven. Sometimes once you wield that axe and it hits that spot, it's done. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is I appreciate Rondell opening up my eyes to that in terms of Disney owning Fox. And even if Disney didn't own Fox, and it's just what some people say, oh, it's just Fox Soul, or like I've heard some people call it Flop Soul. But listen, it's a bigger platform than his. And, I know he has a large YouTube platform. He's got his Instagram following and he's got those numbers. But sometimes you say and do some things that may piss the wrong person off, and they can say, you know what, I'm done with this person. I'm done. And I heard another YouTuber make some commentary about this, and they were speaking about Claudia Jordan and saying that she was disgusting for sitting there and allowing this. She didn't. Claudia pushed back on it, and I spoke about that previously. She pushed back on it. She said, you MFers, it's like it's none of your business whether she's pregnant or not. And she was going off. But she even has to be careful about some of the things that she says, even in response to them. She's been doing this for a while now. Before she had TGIF, she was on Cocktails with Queens. Prior to Cocktails with Queens, she had her own on there called Out Loud with Claudia Jordan. She has been doing this for a while as well. And she did not just sit there and allow Funky Dineva to say what he was saying. Or better yet, she definitely did not agree with him at all. And she didn't agree with Al. Al actually chimed in after Funky Dineva said what he said, and he started laughing a little bit. But Claudia did not laugh at it. She did not find it funny, and she definitely did not agree with him. So I will say that in response to someone that did try to lump Claudia in with him and Al to say that all three of them are disgusting. Like, no, she didn't. She did not do that. And she even said, sometimes I wish I had another female on this panel with me, because being in the space with two men, and then again, two men who are actually in the LGBTQ community, sometimes it is hard for her to really share her voice and say the things that she really wants to say and be received, or even have them see her viewpoint or agree with her. It is not always that she wants them to agree with her, but definitely she wants to be heard. And there are times when Funky Dineva, he will shut Al down. You know, if he doesn't agree with what he has to say, he's like, nah, on to the next thing, next story. No, it's stupid. No, I don't agree with that. You know, and it's like, can he really, really, really work well in this ensemble? I don't know. Sometimes it takes time for these things to be figured out. And sometimes you get to a point of no return where it's like, you know what? Enough is enough. Listen, I'm not saying that he's going to get let go. I'm not saying that he's being fired or he's even going to be suspended. I'm not saying any of those things, but I am saying that anything is possible. And now having the bigger picture that Disney owns Fox, you know, it's like, you know, I don't know. But we shall see. We'll just continue to watch. And if something happens, we'll be talking about it here. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful. And now I'm going to say bye.